Before they first had contact with the outside world in 1969, the Suruí people made their living off the rainforest and its bountiful resources. They lived nomadically in a territory that spanned an area the size of the New York State. In the 1960s, the Suruí's once impenetrable rainforests were opened up by the building of the Amazon Highway BR-364. After some resistance, the Suruí contacted the newcomers even though their ancient lore told them that this could have devastating consequences.
Em 1969 foi contato. Aí nós encontrou o tapiri da FUNAI. Pensaram que esse pessoal branco tá dando muito presente. Juntava toda a liderança, meu pai. Vamos chegar então. Foi assim contato.
Eventually, the highway passed directly over the site of the Suruí village. So the Suruí moved north deeper into the jungle. They were soon followed by settlers and devastating waves of disease. In the following years, the Suruí lost 90% of their population to disease and violent confrontations.
Assim que contato pegou a doença. Era meu povo 5.000 pessoas. Ficou 290 e pouco pessoas.
The remaining Suruí banded together. In 1982, they convinced the Brazilian government to officially recognize the remaining portion of their traditional lands. The Suruí families dispersed to their borders to prevent the intruders from returning. Today, the Suruí community has recuperated. The Suruí Reserve and another 20% of the Brazilian Amazon have been recognized by the government as indigenous lands. The Suruí are spread across 24 villages in a green island surrounded by the devastation of the rainforest. The evidence of the logging runs right up to the limits of their lands. To make matters worse, allowing illegal logging on their lands is one of the few sources of income available to the Suruí today. Not only the Suruí depend on this destructive industry. At latest count, 4,000 workers at 300 sawmills depend on the logs that are illegally extracted from indigenous lands. In 1992, the Suruí realized that their people would not survive without their forests and that something needed to be done. They elected a young Suruí to lead them in this effort. In a few years, Chief Almir Suruí successfully stopped a World Bank project that would have further eroded their lands. Over the next 15 years, Chief Almir led his people to develop their own 50-year plan for their future. Realizing that they could not complete their plan on their own, Chief Almir and the Suruí set out to find partners. Through the internet, they found collaborators as far away as the Swiss NGO Aqua Verde. Chief Almir has also met with His Royal Highness Prince Charles and his Rainforest Project in London to discuss how indigenous communities can contribute in preventing climate change.
Bom, meu nome é Almir Narayamogá Suruí, sou cacique do povo Paité, em Rondônia, e nossa luta é para salvar a floresta, porque acreditamos que o futuro está junto com a floresta, e assim construir o futuro das gerações junto com a floresta e criar essa qualidade de vida a partir desses respeitos com nossas biodiversidade.
The Suruí have also partnered with Forest Trends and the Brazilian NGO IDESAN to help establish the Suruí Carbon Project. Other partners followed. Organizations such as Canindé and the Amazon Conservation Team have helped them map and survey their forests using GPS. In 2008, a team from Google traveled to the Suruí villages to teach them how to use the internet to spread their message. The Suruí, through the Suruí organization Metarelá, and with the help of its partners, will soon be able to measure and sell the carbon credits made available by their reforestation efforts. In a parallel effort, they will measure and sell credits for avoiding the deforestation of the rainforests on their land. If all the Suruí forests burned today, they would release the equivalent of 10 years of carbon emissions by the city of Chicago. Today, the Suruí and their partners are actively engaged in developing forward-looking programs that will help them replace the income of illegal logging and improve the lives of the Suruí families. This will also preserve their traditional ties to the forest.
Durante 10 anos, a gente quer plantar mínima 1 milhão de mudas.
Sabemos que sozinho a ninguém não constrói nada, né? Então nós não podemos discutir o futuro do mundo sozinho. E assim a gente quer manter a nossa contribuição ao bem-estar do nosso planeta, a partir da nossa sabedoria que usamos da floresta para oferecer isso.